One extinguished, they return from the cave. Your true friend, Sonric. But you know I'm grateful for saving me. I was captured by little people in houses when he could one-shot them with his bow. Probably something along the lines of they poisoned his soup. Or his cookies. Poisoning cookies is a great way to get adventurers. Not that I would know. I've never eaten like 24 poisoned cookies as a barbarian and then fallen unconscious because my strength went down to 0. Never happened to me. There's things and places of the world that ordinary folks will never see. Roaring Forge welcomes back. Seer Hall. Tonight the woman salutes these rare mushrooms, or sautés, not salutes. What am I doing? How would you salute mushrooms? I mean, other than myself, of course. Saluting mushrooms. We'll saute the mushrooms in butter and garlic. The whole house fills with aroma. First acrid, then nutty. There's truly nothing better. Mercenaries are wearing something like this in Swine Hovel. Found it on Porum. Weird shape, you know. It's funny, I've always thought it looked familiar, but I can't quite place it. Heading off to bed, you folks need anything before? Oh, that's neat. The crest of the Vulture Queen. Of course, it's like the adventure whenever your party is totally stumped and trying to figure out what they're doing. They're just sitting around when you're like, oh, here's this helpful NPC that has all the clues you need to continue your adventure. Why don't you just chat with him and you'll figure out the plotline that I've devised for you. Ow. There we go. Hit him with the cheese. Straight, sharp cheddar. You can do it, Mr. Ninjas. You can kill me. I doubt it, but there's a chance. You should have heard from your brethren on the bridge, though, that I am a much more difficult foe, and you should probably learn to just leave me alone. Because all that's happening now is you're marching untold armies to their deaths. Seems like there are better options for you to do during your free time. Any glasses? I think 24 is when the glasses no longer give stats. That's off my memory of looking at the wiki once, like, 4 or 5 years ago. So don't quote me on that. But 24 sticks out like a number in my mind, so we'll keep that one in mind. And monster hits kill you. Okay. Monster hits kill you? Well, I mean, that's generally how it works. Monster kills heal you. That's how that item actually works. Don't want to die from killing monsters. Eat your food. Stop staring at me. I get that you don't need an audience, but I'm merely your butler in this case. Bring you more and more food. Stop looking at me, I said. Why he doesn't just run away from this guy, I don't know. I'm obviously faster. He moves at the speed of dirt. I feel like outrunning him would not be an issue. Maybe I'm just showing off how superior I am. Running circles around this guy. Even as a kid, I never understood that. They're very obviously different colors. Unless they thought like Sonic was going through an emo phase, there's no reason to suspect they were the same person. Especially considering everything about them is different. Their voice, their color, how they run, everything. You ever wonder if he's like talking to people? He's seeing. Why is he talking out loud doing exposition? He knows all this already. But if he sees someone like hanging out, just spouting all the exposition to that person the imaginary friend he has standing in the air. Don't want to grab too many of those, because you can only have a certain amount of these items at the end of the level, so you don't want to grab the useless ones. Especially if you got things that you care about, like the gorilla and the cheetah, which give bonus stats and also transform your Chow. Because I remember being back in the day, I got a horrible score. Being very, very particular about how the Chow looked. At least the ones I cared about. I'd always have that one dumping Chow to give all the stuff I didn't care at all about. It was a fun time back then. Very fun.
You mean that black hedgehog?
Did you see it? Where is it now?
If I tell ya, will you marry me?
No way!
I thought I had you this time.
How valuable must information be for you to say yes to that question?
That hedgehog came here with Dr. Eggman.
I'll tell you, but you gotta marry me.
Eggman's behind this, huh?
What's all that writing on the wall?
Maybe winning lotto numbers. I might go for that. Like seriously winning in auto numbers.
Hey, Sonic. He's such a brat.
But, there's not a whole lot of things I want to know that desperately. These are just those, glow-in-the-dark shoes where you click the key. Oh, no! Where you click the keels and they, doesn't actually give him power, he just thinks it does, and that's usually enough for Sonic. Alright. I don't think they know how to count. I understand it, why this happened. But, if you're launching a missile 5 seconds ahead of time, I feel like that's going to cause some issues. Ah, yes. Pumpkin Hill. I never liked this level as a kid, though it's some people's favorite level, especially because of the music. I like the Sonic levels. I hated the Knuckles levels. Would not trust a man that round to rule an empire with those stubby legs. Unless he has a death laser. If he has a death laser, I might agree. That's a very convincing argument. Oh, that's right, he blows up the moon for some reason. As if that's not going to cause unspeakable damage to the world. And possibly cause great devastation, the likes of which the world will never recover from. Kinda need that moon.
Tails?
Where do you hide that, my friend? You don't wear pants, which means you don't have pockets. So, Tails, you need to, explain some things. I found him, guys! After 10 minutes of working to find the previous batch, and finally figuring it out, of course, it took me 30 seconds to figure out these two. Gosh darn it. Inside the pyramid, casually. Of course, no one saw him install this, even though it's a famous landmark. Unless he just built another set of pyramids, just randomly in the desert. Also an option.
It's designed to reverse the energy field inside the Chaos Emeralds and blow up. It looks so real, even a machine can't tell the difference. I'll find the power supply and destroy it. Sonic, you find the...
Good thing you said that out loud. And, there's no cameras obviously looking, recording, and listening to you by the man who controls machines and is very powerful with them. That'd be very inconvenient if he overheard your plans because you're just shouting it in the middle of a hallway. Congratulations. Thank you, thank you. Tried very hard. Force feeding my animal. And, telling him to eat food over and over. Forcing him to absorb critters from the nature that I recently freed from robots, of course. Till finally I knew my, my little baby Chow could outrace and outrun every other competitor. He even took off his legs to make him faster. Less weight, more streamlined. Well, that's all going on, of course. Knuckles is out here just being a Chad. Doing his own thing, not helping save the world. He's got other more important things to take care of. Along. Dodge the Zappy Boys. Here. Let's be very careful. There we go. That. Very convenient how Eggman laid out a path perfectly for us. Imagine if he didn't. But very awkward. Ow. I'm probably gonna lose this fight. Nope. I got it. Very close. Yeah, I can't lose. I agree. Losing to him is probably one of the most shameful things you could have ever done. Glad that we both agree on that. We're doing great. 3 times in as many minutes. As I was saying, I can't imagine with Eggman's round body and his thin little noodle legs that it's all that easy for him to stand up. Because all his weight is in the top. If he's trying to stand up, he's got to, like, brace against a wall and, like, run his, like, kind of slide up the wall or something like that. Because otherwise, the center of gravity, he'd have to bend, like, over at the waist, like 90 degrees, to be able to propel himself up with his knees. Also a very cool scene of whatever, saving the world, what have you. You just jumped down in the pit, and now it's raising it out of the pit. It seems dumb. How'd you jump down if you're just gonna have to get back out? Plus, it's not like you got thrusters or anything. You have to use a staircase. I didn't see a staircase down in there.
Is that you, son? Farewell, knucklehead. Not if I can help it. Not your emerald.
If you could jump that high, why don't you just jump a little higher and hit his machine once or twice? You know, only 3 hits before it explodes. It's common knowledge for Eggman's machines. So I feel like there's better ways to take care of that situation than breaking the Master Emerald.
See about that, Batman. The military has mistaken me for the likes of you. So, where do you think you're going with that emerald?
I think you should turn the background music up. You can almost hear the people, and you don't want that. Goodness. Come on, audio mixer guy. Do a little bit better job. I know the music is killer in this game, but still. Okay, very soon here is where we died. Total idiots. Take the ramp this time. There we go, because it I was gonna say because it automatically jumps you over the end. That's apparently not true. Just oh. Seriously? Wow. That is atrocious.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, if he didn't strap himself in, the straight up G forces, he would. I mean, I guess if he's going that fast normally with all the loop-de-loops, he might be able to sustain high Gs. But the G-forces required to leave Earth are pretty intense. So without being strapped in, you only have 3 seconds. I think you're kind of mushed there. Or at the very least unconscious, possibly dead. I don't know.
Finally. I'm sorry if I hurt you.
I would have probably not assembled it on that precarious high walkway over lava. There's a very high likelihood that something bad would have happened. If it had just, like, fallen off, or you, like, dropped it, fell in the lava, your Master Emerald would have been destroyed. Kind of the whole world would have been destroyed because you wouldn't have been able to stop Eggman. Just a little forethought next time. Can you imagine getting an S rank on this, or A rank on this? Goodness gracious. There we go. I'm free.
Here we go.
I'm free. Oh my goodness. Oh, yes. I'll take the E rank. It's just like a dinosaur with wires. Cool for its time, of course. It looks weird, but how do we go from that giant lizard thing to that little black emo hedgehog? Kind of a hard sell if you tell me one was a prototype for the other. Gotta be kidding me. Ah, Okay. I just want to grind on your... Let's not say any more of that statement. How about grind on the rails next to your face? That sounds a bit more, like what I meant to say. Eh? This stupid look on him. Oh, we're gonna hold hands now. No, we're not gonna hold hands. We're gonna reach towards the sky. Hey, that's not a... It's a weird motion there, friend. Wonder how much practice I have with that. You make a fair point there, Tome. How is it attached to the ship? Some questions we do not want the answer to. The answer probably involves dilation, but beyond that, I'll let nature take its course. Titanum. Also next to my Allen wrench, which is what I thought of it, was my vitamins. My diet consists of meat and bread, with occasional sauces and seasonings. So, unfortunately, meat and bread are not a very balanced diet. So I ended up taking a multivitamin so I don't, collapse and fall over one day because the human body apparently needs a few more things than carbs and protein. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? But, something like that I've been told. It was playing through at one point. Not playing through currently, just because I don't know why. I played it one day, and then just never decided to pick it back up again. Fun game, fun mod. A lot of cool stuff you can do with it. It just... The ADHD brain decides sometimes, you know what? I really want to play this game, and I pick up a new game and I play it for... Usually it's 20 to 25 hours. After that 20 to 25 hour mark, it just slips away, and I'm bored, and I stop playing. I'll pick it up like 2 months later and get really into it again. Cycle repeats with over and over and over with a bunch of various different games. So that's why I like streaming different games and don't do the same thing. It's just because my interest in various games waxes and wanes as time goes on. Thanks for watching. You should watch another. Please.